When it comes to healing your nervous system, to healing your anxiety, to healing your gut issues, to healing your chronic conditions, whatever they are, there are 5 things that I see that are huge components that if you don't address, it can keep you stuck in this pattern where you're not really getting anywhere. You're sort of making progress. You come to this standstill. You're like, why am I still not getting better? And it's really important for us to understand what these are and that we address each of these categories if we truly want to heal the root and make that lasting change. So today I want to talk to you guys about that because for years I was actually stuck trying to figure out what I was doing wrong or if this nervous system mumbo jumbo or mind body healing would actually work for me because I was making progress, but for some reason I kept at a standstill. And it's because I was falling actually into a couple of these categories where I wasn't actually addressing the root of these. So if you've ever looked at your healing journey and thought, what the hell am I missing? If you've been doing the brain retraining, if you've been doing the meditations, if you've been trying these protocols or steps to heal, and you're like, I'm doing these things that are supposed to signal safety to my nervous system, that are supposed to make me feel better, but it's not working or it's not doing as much as I need it to. And your symptoms are still showing up and you're still flaring and you're like, what is wrong with me? Am I just the exception? Am I that person that this isn't going to work for? The crazy thing is that it's usually because your nervous system and your brain are still detecting danger in an area that you haven't quite addressed yet. Because here's the thing, safety actually isn't just one thing. There are actually 5 different categories of safety that your brain is constantly evaluating. And if even one of them still feels threatening, your nervous system is going to keep sounding the alarm. So let's talk about those 5 different places that your nervous system might still be detecting danger. Number 1 is huge. And this is one that I talk about all the time. It is safety with your symptoms. I want you to sit and really think for a moment. What happens when a symptom shows up for you? What is it that you do? How do you respond or react to those symptoms? Do you spiral? Do you start to question what is wrong with you? Do you start to freak out? Do you start to Google or ask ChatGPT for some reassurance? Do you go in the Facebook groups and the Reddit forums and search to see if anyone else had this particular symptom or go around asking people? Do you analyze it? Do you catastrophize? Do you feel like you need to throw a pity party because damn it, you just don't want to feel this way anymore? There is no judgment there because I've done all of that repeatedly. But the problem is this, your nervous system learns through association. And if every symptom that you get equals panic, equals freak out, equals a need for reassurance or to check if you're okay or to analyze or figure out or fix, your brain starts learning that symptoms must be dangerous. Symptoms equal danger. And if symptoms are dangerous, then the alarm keeps firing. Research in predictive processing suggests that the brain is constantly updating its model of reality based on incoming information and our response to it. Your reaction actually becomes part of the prediction. So if you react by freaking out, by fixing, by analyzing, by fighting, resisting, shoving away, seeking reassurance, your brain remembers that and it goes, okay, so this is dangerous. So let's fire off those alarms every time we even get a little hint of that symptom. Let's zoom in on it. Let's expand it. Let's make it loud so that we are aware that it's there. This is why learning to meet your symptoms differently can be so powerful and a huge change for your nervous system. Number 2 is safety with activity. This one can be blindsiding to people. It was to me. Sometimes you're doing fine with the symptoms. The symptoms themselves actually aren't the threat anymore, but it's the activity that becomes the threat. The exercise is the threat. The going out and socializing is the threat. The driving or maybe going to a restaurant or traveling or going to grocery stores or going to a doctor's appointment. Or maybe it's literally just walking around your house or walking around the block or walking around Walmart, which to be fair can sometimes feel like entering a post-apocalyptic survival simulation. Your nervous system learns patterns. And if every time that you enter a certain environment or situation, you expect symptoms, for me, it was like actually a certain time of the month, I would expect symptoms because they would flare worse depending on where I was at in my cycle. And so my brain used that as a prediction pattern. And prediction becomes physiology. Researchers that have studied expectancy effects and nocebo responses have repeatedly shown that expectations can influence symptoms like pain, nausea, fatigue, anxiety, and so much more. The brain prepares for what it expects. So if you're one of those people where you're realizing that every time you get ready to go somewhere, to go to a certain place, or to do a certain activity or thing, or maybe you're like me and it's a certain time of the month, and your brain immediately starts predicting, oh, at this time, I'm going to feel like shit. It's going to cause a flare. It's going to cause symptoms because it always does. That's something to keep in mind. That's a pattern that might need to be broken. Number 3 is safety in your body, and this is super important. I want to know, do you actually believe that you and your body are capable of healing? Let me know in the comments. Or is there this hidden belief deep down that you believe that something is wrong with you, or that your body is broken, or that maybe it's too weak or frail to heal? You may have gotten stuck over the years in a pattern, which is totally understandable, that every symptom that you've had, every flare that you've had, everything that you've been through has become evidence that your body is working against you, that your body is weak, that your body is failing you, or that something is deeply wrong with you. And you may have even been told by others something is wrong with you, or you're too sensitive, or you're the one always allergic to everything, or you're the one who's always sick, you're the one who is always dramatic. And this may have encoded a deep core belief in you that something is wrong with your body. Your nervous system needs to get the message that your body is actually safe, your body is capable, and you need to start building that trust with your body again, because if you really think about it, all your body has ever been trying to do is protect you. That's why it's giving you these symptoms. It thinks that you're in danger. And so in that way, your body is actually working overtime. It's working so hard, and it is so beautiful that it cares that much to try and protect you. Your nervous system and your brain are going to respond very differently if you begin to develop the belief that your body is resilient and capable of change. Number 4 is sneaky as hell. A lot of people think that they're afraid of symptoms, but what they're actually afraid of underneath all of that is their emotions. I would honestly say this is one of the biggest pieces on my journey. This is why I started developing the symptoms in the first place, because I thought that I was not capable of feeling what was underneath it all. Anger, sadness, grief, disappointment, uncertainty, vulnerability, anxiety, fear, and even shame. Your nervous system isn't only trying to protect you from physical threats, it's trying to protect you from emotional ones too. And if you learned that your emotions were too much, that you should not show them, that you should shove them away, that something was wrong with you for feeling them, it is going to do everything in its power to protect you from feeling those emotions. It is going to freak out. It is going to shove them away, shove them down. It is going to put you in freeze or disassociation. It is going to stay on guard constantly. And sometimes it is the reason that it's giving you these physical symptoms to distract you from what is underneath. Emotional suppression has been linked to increased physiological responses, and this does not go by the wayside for people with chronic conditions. It actually is a huge piece. So the next time that a feeling comes up, that an emotion comes up, I want you to answer this question. Can I survive feeling this? And you need to have that part of you, the real you underneath all that fear, to come forward and say, yes, I can handle this. I am capable of moving through this and feeling this. If you respond repeatedly with that, you signal to your nervous system that it can let down its guard, that it can start relaxing. And number 5 might be the biggest one of all, and it is how much time do you spend worrying about what might happen next, worrying about the future. What if I never heal? What if this gets worse? What if I'm the exception? What if this is permanent? What if I can never work again? What if I can't spend time with my family? What if this affects the people around me? What if? I spent years trying to solve imaginary futures that never happened. I understand that spiral. And again, it's just your brain and nervous system trying to protect you, trying to prepare you for a worst case scenario. But it's important that we don't actually feed into these what if thoughts. We observe them, we notice that we're there, and then we ask ourselves, what is the emotion underneath these worries, these future worst case scenarios? What kind of emotion is that producing? And then we want to feel that emotion without running with the thought. Let the thought be there, but don't feed into it. Let yourself feel what's underneath that. Because every time you actually live in that catastrophic future, every time you let yourself soak in those what if thoughts, your nervous system is preparing as if those things are happening right now. So if you've been wondering, like, why am I still stuck? I want you to ask yourself those 5 things. Do you fall into any of those categories? Let me know in the comments below because I'm really curious. It might be your symptoms. It might be your emotions. It might be your activities. It might be your body or your future. It might be a multitude of things. Remember, healing is about gradually showing your brain and your body and your nervous system that it is actually safer than it believes. It's about breaking that pattern through little steps, day by day, moment by moment. And there's going to be ups and downs the entire way. And it's so normal to catastrophize, to question things. That's part of it. But you become the observer over time with practice. And this is exactly what helps you get out of survival mode. Now, if you fall into any of those categories and you need help with this, I developed a program called Brain Body Reclaim. It's a healing audio program full of 5 hypnosis audios that teach your nervous system in a titrated way how to be safe with symptoms, emotions, activities, and more. You can check that out in the pinned comments. And if you want to dive deeper, if you want someone to hold your hand through this process, I have a couple openings for one-on-ones. So you can also book a free consultation to apply to work with me in the pinned comments as well. Your body is strong, is capable, is resilient, and you can feel better.